Welcome to another episode of the Neoliberal Round podcast. I'm Ronaldo McKenzie, the creator and host of the Neoliberal Round, and also the president and the chief content creator here at the Neoliberal Corporation, a company that I started in 2021, and we provide media and news. No. Welcome back to the Neoliberal Round podcast. I'm Ronaldo McKenzie, your host and creator. I want to provide an important update regarding the case of John Anthony Castro. John Anthony Castro, we had released an update as it relates to John Anthony Castro, the former GOP presidential candidate who was running for president back in 2024, and he was also, or 23, and suing Donald Trump for violating Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. He was the founder of AI Tax, which is now defunct, and he's currently in federal prison on tax charges. Of course, he has maintained his innocence. He believes that he's a political prisoner and that his rights, his Fifth and Sixth Amendment rights, have been violated. I believe that he believes that the case against him was concocted so as to get him out of the way, because he was suing Donald Trump for violating Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, and he was one largely responsible for popularizing this lawsuit against him. Of course, we had released an article, and we have also published several stories about John Castro, and also published a story last week about a motion that he has filed for release. And we said that we would have provided an update, and we have an update. And of course, so I want to provide an important update regarding the case of John Anthony Castro. An emergency motion was previously filed, as you know, with the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. The court denied that motion quickly before the government was required to respond. According to information obtained from the clerk's office, the denial occurred because the filing was labeled as an emergency motion, which typically requests action within 24 to 72 hours. Now, the court acted within that time frame. Following that denial, the motion was refiled in the district court through the normal procedural channel. What happened next is significant. The government did not file a response. To the motion that was refiled by John Anthony Castro and his team in the district court through the normal procedural channels. The government did not file a response. So 33 days passed without opposition. A motion to expedite was then filed, arguing that the absence of a response effectively renders the motion unopposed at the district court level. Again, 33 days passed without the government providing a response, and a motion to expedite was then filed, arguing that the absence of a response by the government effectively renders the motion unopposed at the district court level. Remember that we had said in a previous, and you can read the previous story on this particular case, saying that there were some stipulations and there were some deals made between the witnesses. Criminal deals were offered between. There were some deals between the witnesses and the prosecution, which was not revealed to John Anthony Castro and his legal team, and so he had filed a motion for mistrial because his rights were violated because of that. The government acknowledged that, but they did not respond. Now, and a motion to expedite was then filed, arguing that the absence of a response effectively renders the motion unopposed at the district court level. So now the matter is now before the Fifth Circuit on appeal. A formal brief is being submitted, and once docketed, the government will have 14 days to respond. So as of now, the matter is now before the court, the Fifth Circuit on appeal. A formal brief is being submitted, and once docketed, the government will have 14 days to respond. The legal question now centers on procedural posture. Whether the government's failure to oppose the motion at the district court level constitutes waiver or forfeiture of its arguments. If the government responds, it must address why it did not object earlier. If it does not respond, the appellate court will be reviewing a motion for release that stands unopposed. So this next 14-day window will be critical, and we will continue to monitor developments and provide updates as they unfold. I'm Ronaldo McKenzie of the Neoliberal Round podcast and YouTube channel, and also president and founder of the Neoliberal Corporation. We celebrate 5 years, and we are all about serving the world today to solve tomorrow's challenges by making popular what was the monopoly. We are a small media publishing company. We have a range of services. Visit us at theneoliberal.com and ronaldocmckenzie.com. And of course, you visit our store page at store.theneoliberal.com. We are available on any podcast stream: Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, the Audible Podcasts, Podvine, Stitcher, so on and so forth. And just visit us at any one of those streams that you listen to. Go to anchor.fm/neoliberal and you can check out whichever stream that you follow. We are also available on YouTube at Ronaldo McKenzie. So please continue to support us and remember to share this show with your friend. This particular story is available in the Neoliberal journals at theneoliberal.com, entitled "The DOJ Does Not Oppose Motion for Release in John Anthony Castro Case." Appeal pending. The appeals are pending before the Fifth Circuit. Again, the title is "DOJ Does Not Oppose Motion for Release in John Anthony Castro's Case. Appeal pending before the Fifth Circuit." And of course, again, we're saying that this is a notable procedure. There is a notable procedural development. The U.S. Department of Justice did not file an opposition to a motion for release, which was submitted by John Anthony Castro in the district court, setting up a potentially consequential appellate review before the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. Of course, we said earlier, Castro had filed an emergency motion with the Fifth Circuit. That motion was denied before the government responded. Now, according to communication with the clerk's office again, the denial followed standard emergency motion procedure, which typically calls for an expedited ruling within 24 to 72 hours. Afterwards, Castro refiled the motion in the district court under regular procedural rules, and the government still did not respond. 33 days elapsed without opposition. Castro subsequently filed a motion to expedite, arguing that the lack of response constitutes waiver and forfeiture of any argument against the release. The matter is now before the Fifth Circuit Court on Appeals. A formal appellate brief is being submitted, and once docketed, the government will have 14 days to file a response. At issue is whether the government's silence at the district court level impacts its ability to oppose release on appeal. Legal analysts note that the appellate courts generally review issues preserved below, making the procedural history central to the court's consideration, and a ruling is expected following the government's response window. Now, the case continues to raise procedural and constitutional questions that may have broader implications depending on how the appellate court rules. We continue to monitor the case. We'll continue to provide the information for you. This is the Neoliberal Round podcast. We are all about serving the world today to solve tomorrow's challenges by making popular what was the monopoly. Visit us on any stream and share this show with your friends. Walk good.